Hey, what's going on, guys? GFXLab, and this is another episode of Minecraft, Mindcraft, and the idea of my series is that the reason why I spell it Minecraft is that it's the it's the combination of me playing Minecraft and speaking about whatever's on my mind at the time. And today I want to tell you guys about my experience with drugs. I haven't done too many crazy drugs. I haven't done like the more ridiculous drugs, but I have done shrooms, and I have done I've done weed, I've done like some other stuff, spice, and some random things, but not too many of the craziness. Like I've never and I will never do like heroin or like any of those ridiculous ones that where like people die and stuff. Like I don't ever want to do that stuff. It just seems so crazy. Like I don't understand how people can do drugs like that, but you know, that's what happens. A lot of my family members do those types of drugs, and I don't ever want to turn out like a lot of them, so I stick to the normal stuff. I don't do drugs anymore. I don't do drugs at all these days because I feel like I'm way too old to do them. Oh look, he dropped the carrot. I never seen that. I didn't know they added carrots. Can you make a stew? But I remember oh, he died. That was that was like Sparta or something. But he yeah, my buddy, so anyway, me and my buddy worked at a movie theater, and we got to screen videos. Screening videos means that you get to watch them first just to make sure that they work. Just you know, all you do is you're making sure that the video works, and then if it doesn't, then you just report it, and you know, we have to order another copy before it comes out. Whoa, something happened. Rain. This is not that good. Anyway, well, me and my buddies used to work at, so we worked at the theater. We were screening videos, and one of the videos we got to screen was The Matrix Reloaded. And that was a lot of fun because, well, first of all, I was a huge fan of The Matrix, and being able to watch that one first was pretty awesome. And then the fact that I was gonna try shrooms for the first time. I never tried them. I never knew, like, I've never tried any of the psychedelic drugs other than probably that one. I've never even tried anything else other than shrooms. Like, the other stuff is crazy. I mean, I know I've heard from people that taking a hit of acid will, taking a hit of acid will pretty much change your life. And I'm pretty sure that that is a true story for a lot of people, because there's a lot of people out there that pretty much shoot for that same high or whatever. Oh, and I feel like this is like some sort of like movie that I'm in right now. I'm in a cave. There's like enemies outside. I see lava. So yeah, let's explore this little area for a little while until the rain goes away or until the sun comes out. But yeah, so me and my friends got to screen the video Matrix Reloaded, and he brought 8 grams of mushrooms, and he was like, he got some orange. We had some orange juice, and he's like, yeah, this intensifies the effect. So he gave me 4 grams. He took 4 grams. I don't know if that's a lot or a little bit, but it was enough to get us going. And I just remember, like, when he took them, he showed me like how to like chew on them and stuff and get the most out of the most of the poison out. And you pretty much take it and you just enjoy yourself. So I remember walking into the theater. Like, first of all, like, it was weird because it felt like I was walking into one of those rooms where, I don't know if you guys know, like, those insane asylums where in the prison there's like pillows all over the walls, and it looked like I was walking through a room like that, down into the actual seating spot or whatever. And this is just a normal theater. Just imagine your normal everyday theater. That's pretty much what it was. And I was like, I just remember my friend. I sit down and we start watching the movie. This is the first time I ever watched it, so I have no clue what's gonna go on in the video. And like as we were watching the video, I just remember sinking further and further into my seat. Like I sank so far that my neck was like all the way at the bottom, where like, you know, where the chair bends. Like my head was like wedged in between there, and my knees were all the way on above on the other the other chair, like in front of me. And I was like, oh my god, like my friend was like laughing at me. He's like, dude, do you know what you're doing right now? He's like, you're so like, he's like, you're so wedged into the chair right now. And then like it took me a while to realize that, because I thought I was just sitting normally. I thought everything was all right. Like I thought I was playing it cool because my manager was there, but my manager didn't care. He was probably on drugs too. Probably not on the same ones, but he was definitely on some. Because I remember he used to smoke weed like in the stairwell or whatever all the time. I know he did because I saw him. I even like joined him a couple times. But so, and not only was I on these shrooms, but I was also smoking weed. So like I was so relaxed. And I was ridiculously relaxed. And I just remember like during the fight scenes when the guys are like fighting, and then you see them like in, you know, they have like the special effects where their arms are like triple the speed or whatever, and they're just like flying around. And when you watch it, that's what it looks like when you watch it normally. But for me, they just look like they were fighting normally. Like they didn't look like they had any effects on them. So that was like the first one where I was like, that was the first time when I was like, oh my god. So, oh my god, no. Wow, how did he find me? Anyway, I need to throw up some torches before some guys appear. Oh, and it is still raining outside. Alright, I need to put up some walls and stuff so we don't have any more creepers coming in ready to destroy me. Let's put a door right here. Ah. Yeah. Let's see here. I need to make a... oh, here we go. Door. Alrighty. Yeah, so me and my friend were in this theater and we were watching the movie, and I just remember like myself sinking into that chair, and it would look so ridiculous, but it was funny. And and like me and my friend, we both noticed this, that the walls were like bouncing like a speaker, as like any sound that was coming out of like the character's mouth on screen, like it seemed like they were like speaking, like and the walls were reacting to them. Like it I don't know how to explain other than it looked like speakers like all around us, and the walls were like bouncing like crazy, like they were bouncing like ridiculously, pounding against, you know, the inside. And I didn't even, at some point in time, like I got bored of the movie, and I was looking around because it looked like I could see that the movie just looked like straight up like a flat plane. So I was like, all right, I gotta go talk to some of my buddies because I know they're outside and they're working at the time. And so I went outside and into the concession stand, and I saw my buddy walk by, and one of my friends, his brother worked in like the concession stands that were right above the theater, because this is like an underground theater that was, it wasn't an underground theater, but it was like a theater that was literally underground. And it was at a mall, so like on top was the food court, and one of my friend's brother, his brother worked at the food court, so he came back and he had a large bucket. Like he had a large bucket full of everything you could think of. It had like fries, and it had like all these ridiculous it had like all this chicken nuggets and stuff in it, and he was like he was going ham on that stuff, and I was like, dude, let me have some of that, because I was, I was smoking weed, so I had the munchies. So I started eating that with him, and then I forgot about the movie, and my friend was still in there, so I went back in, and like he was just normally like, he was like, this is a crazy movie, because he was like totally into the movie. And I remember going to the restroom right after that, and I was looking at myself in the mirror, and I looked at my eyes, and my eyes were like, they were like, I don't know what it's called, but the black parts of my eyes were like so big. They were just gigantic. Like I could see, I don't know, it looked crazy. Go away. But it looked so crazy, like that my eyes were so like I wish I remember what it's called. But they were just so wide, like the little black part in my eye was just so massive. It's like you could barely see just a sliver of the color around my eye. And the doors, when I was touching the doors felt like sponges, and it was ridiculous. It was crazy feeling. And then after the movie, my friend and I, we met up with some of my other buddies, and my friend had like a bottle of Jack Daniels, and and we were like, this whole time I was like 17 or something. I was like almost out of high school, and so we ended up like my the buzz from the shrooms like went away after like the 1.5 hours we were in there. And then so me and him, we started drinking this whiskey, and it got, oh, is there a zombie? Ah, he's right there. Get out of here, bro. What do you want to in here? You can't come in. But anyway, so my friend, he had this bottle of whiskey, and the movie, we told his mom that that we were going to be in the movies for a while, and we were gonna work actually. So we went out into the desert, and I was still high for sure. I was still high on the weed, and the shrooms, I don't know if I was that high, but then I drank some whiskey, and after drinking that whiskey and doing the shrooms and doing the weed, I started vomiting like crazy. I mean, it was a little crazy after that. And that's when his mom came to pick us up, and I was like, oh my God, I don't know what I'm gonna do now, because like I wasn't even thinking, because I was just drunk off my ass, and she knew it. Everyone, like, we are all drunk, and like she couldn't take me back to my house because I was just drunk. And I was just like, man, like this is probably not, it's not good. And then when I got back to his house, like I went into his restroom and just like vomited so much, and I felt so bad. But that's what happened, and that was a good night. But that was like my first time doing anything other than weed, and I think that it was pretty good. It was pretty fun. I didn't do anything too crazy. I didn't like have a bad trip or anything, because my friend warned me. He's like, all right, dude, if you start to have a bad trip, just let me know, because he's like, shrooms with a bad trip, it will like ruin your day or whatever. But I do have a friend that had a bad trip, and he still has anxiety today, like just from doing shrooms. And I don't know how you get anxiety from doing shrooms, because to me it was like, it wasn't even an eye-opening experience, because I know there's a lot of people out there that do these crazy psychedelic drugs, and then they get like epiphanies, they change their life around, they like do all kinds of stuff, and then they all of a sudden become something, something like a prophet or something. I don't know. But for me, like, all it did was it gave me a nice little high, and I got to eat a lot of. And I think it might have what might have dulled my experience might have been the weed and the alcohol, because I didn't really And I found a pretty good spot right here. I mean, it's not too shabby. If I can close this off right here, this would be pretty sweet. Pretty sweet spot. Yeah, let's close this off. Start to structure this area. Let's throw this right here. Start to structure this area a little bit. There we go. That'll be pretty sweet. Let's throw some stuff in here. I need to make some more torches. But yeah, I've thought about going out and trying, cause out here in the desert, they have these places where you can go and try these like ceremonial, like they're pretty much I forget what it's called. Peyote, that's what it's called. It's ceremonial peyote, and it's pretty much like some Native American thing. But you can go out and you can try that, and and it's like, I guess it's like they call it like some sort of spiritual journey or something, like eye-opening journey through your mind, and I don't know, it's kind of crazy like the way they describe it. But I think that it would be kind of fun if it was controlled, and if it was like, what I think about drugs, I think that they should let you do drugs, but you should have to go to like a area. You would have to go to like a doctor that specializes in drugs, or that certain drug, and then you can do it, but you have to do it under like supervision. So that way there's no reason people get hooked on it. There's no reason it gives people like a feeling that they're doing something wrong. They're just exploring their bodies and their mind. To me, that would make more sense than making it illegal, because people are gonna do it anyways. It doesn't matter. And if you take their freedom away from doing it, then that just drives them more to wanting to do it. So that's my idea about drugs, because I think that it gets a bad rap because people abuse it rather than use it, and for the right reasons, or for any sort of reason where I don't know if there's any. I think the thing is, like, people have like these bad ideas about drugs, but in all the people that I know that do drugs, they're not going out and destroying other people or whatever, unless they don't have the drugs. Then they go out and destroy other people. And the reason why they get caught on the drugs is because they feel like they're getting a rush, not only from doing the drugs themselves, but from being able to doing the drugs themselves. They get caught, they get hooked on them, and it just seems like it destroys their world, because they think they're doing something fun for a little while, and then all of a sudden they get hooked on it, and their life goes to shit after that. And it's a sad thing, because one of my sisters got like, she's like, she's permanently disabled because of drugs, and it's not a cool thing at all, but it affects a lot of people out there. I think that a lot of my brothers and sisters are all like in jail and stuff. Oh, and it's already cooked because of drugs. Either it's from selling it or doing it themselves. But I think that if it's controlled, and that if there's like a way to do it where it doesn't destroy people entirely, then I think it'll be all right. I think it would, help some people even. Maybe it could be used for like some sort of medical treatment or something. I think there could be some use in there could be something, said for that. Like, oh, and I have some leather. I look like a hippie now, like a total hippie. Alright. Oh, I need to make some torches. Let's see here. Let's make 30 torches. That's good. I shouldn't take all of my coal. I should only take like 10 coal or something. Yeah, that's good. Ah, he scared me. He scared me so much. Get out of here, bro. Why is he able to find me? Is it because are they spawning like right there? Yeah, I guess so. Let's throw some torches over here so they can't spawn here anymore. Get down to the ground. Alright, let's torch this place up so they can't do anything. There we go. Throw some torches. Ah, I hate those things the most. Alright, you're gonna die. Ah. Just wanna kill him. Alright, let's throw some torches, some more torches over here. And this wasn't too interesting, but this is a pretty sweet spot. Like, of all the Minecraft place or all the Minecraft spots I've looked for, this is a pretty sweet one. I think that the reason why people... Oh, I saw this video where like this guy was talking about drugs. It's on YouTube, and he was talking about how like when he got on he tried this crazy like he tried the peyote stuff that I was talking about that you try out in the desert, whatever is controlled. Well, he said he tried it and he understood why people drew the way they drew on caves. And I always wonder, like, maybe the guys who were drawing on the caves were not like any of the guys who were actually like, you know, like the intelligent guys. I think like the guys who did that were like just probably even just druggies. And I remember like I think there's something to say about like people who do drugs and the talent, like having talent, because I think that if you have an extreme talent or if you're a genius, then there has to be something messed up with your head. There has to be something wrong with your mind, because you don't normally like go out and look you don't normally become like a genius just out of living normal life, because the society doesn't teach you to be a genius. Society teaches you to conform and to consume. So there's no room for growth. All it is like you consume until you die. You join a rat race that pretty much makes you live to a certain degree, and then you're dead. And then you pay your bills and you do what you can to help society out, and then you're dead. And that's pretty much the story of life. And there's so many like books and stuff out that, you know, people teaching you how not to do that. How to escape that, you know, that rat race is what they call it. I think there's something to say about people who naturally are rebellious towards that whole system, rebellious towards the idea of, you know, just consuming and just being like part of the system where you have to consume and become a total consumer, and you don't have any original thoughts, and you just work your way into the job you want. You go to school and you work for someone else. Someone else pays you, and then you die, and then you know, I guess you have the life you want to live. But like someone who doesn't do that, either there's something wrong with you or something traumatic happens to you, and you get thrown into like this idea, or these random desperate spots, and then you're forced to do something different. You're forced to become someone else or to do something amazing. And to me, like, that's where the geniuses are, because they, you know, in the 90s, you know how people were always in the 90s, that to me was the best era of all time, at least for me. And part of the reason why the 90s to me was so great was because so many people grew up without fathers, without they grew up without, you know, with little to no direction. People were getting on drugs at that time, and there was just so much conflict in the world. And there was a increased rate of kids growing up without fathers. That was the main reason. I saw like an infographic that showed like why there's a huge, massive increase in the 90s, especially of people like of people having abandonment issues, and how it ties together with criminals and shootings and stuff like that. And then there's such a massive drop off after the 90s, and it was just because of the whole thing of like people not raising their kids. And now, even now, like that happens, but it's not as prevalent. The whole like shooting thing and all that, it still exists, but it's not as widespread as it was back in the 90s. And I think like I don't remember exactly what statistic that was, but I can find it. I can put a link in. I'll try and find it. If I can, I'll let you guys know. But if you guys watch this, if you watch Freakonomics, then that's where I saw the statistic and all the research and stuff like that. So I think I found my own little cave here that I can use as home base. I need to make something that will let me know where this is. Otherwise, I'm gonna lose it, because this is in such a random spot. Let's throw some torches up here, because I can at least find this at night. Maybe I'll throw some torches above it. But anyway, these epiphanies that people have, like while they're on drugs, I think they can, like, I think people can do that just by starting to unweave all the bad things that you grow up learning. And by bad things is like every day, say like every day you whenever you do something wrong, like the first thing you think of is punishment, right? You think that you should be punished. And then like the next time you start to do something wrong, or you feel like you're going to do something wrong, you punish yourself more and more in your mind. And I think that should be fairly enough to find this spot. I'll put one right here and right here. There we go. That should be good. And there's an example of like when you're growing up, you learn that the sky is blue and that the ground is and grass is green, right? But some kids will draw, like, and when they're drawing, they'll make the grass blue and they'll make the sky green, and you wonder why. Like, maybe this kid has, you know, the teachers will say like, there must be something wrong with you because that's not the color, and you know you're doing it wrong. So what they'll do is they'll force you to, they'll say that you did a bad job and that you need to go back and fix it. And then you see like the statistic of you go into like a kindergarten room, right? And you ask like, or you go into a preschooler room, and you ask all the kids like, who can draw me a picture? And all of them raise their hands. They're like so excited. They're like, we want to draw you a picture, you know, like I can draw it. Like, who can draw in here? They all raise their hands, and they're all like so excited about drawing you a picture, and they want to give you like all the pictures in the world. And then you know they're little kid drawings, so they're not that great, but you know the kids love them, and they're super excited about it, and they might not be doing the best job, but they're so excited, and they want to show you what they can do. And then like you see later on in life, say when they go into middle school, you go into middle school and you ask like, who in here can draw me a picture? Maybe only half of the kids raise their hands. They're like, because a lot of them start to think, you know, someone down the line told them that they did not know how to draw, or that they did not know how to color, or whatever the case is. So then they lose their morale, and that's what society does to you. So and then you get into like high school, and you get into high school, you start when you get into high school, you ask like the same group of kids, like, who in here can draw me a picture? And like maybe only a couple of them actually say, I can draw you a picture. And then they're like, okay, like what happened to all those other guys? Well, they started to think like the whole time someone is telling them that they don't know how to draw. So and from that time when they were told that they did not know how to draw, it's been digging deeper and deeper and deeper into their mind that they don't know how to draw. So they never draw again. And then it gets, maybe they stop or they slow down on drawing, and then they start, slowly they stop drawing, and they don't become, they stop drawing. They're not confident in what they're doing, and they find out like, maybe I've got to do something else. Maybe I should try and sing, or whatever they get forced into. But the thing is, like, they're repeating in their minds every time they pick up a pencil, they remind themselves, I can't draw. And that just destroys them, and that destroys their mind, like over and over and over. All they repeat whenever they pick up a pen, I can't draw, I can't draw, I can't draw. But maybe one day they say, you know what, I don't care if I can't draw, I'm gonna draw. And then usually those are the people who are fucked up, and then they become really good. And the only way you can force yourself out of those mind states sometime is doing drugs, because drugs will remove all your inhibitions. It will remove all of the things that have happened to you. And I'm talking about like psychedelic drugs like acid and all those like mushrooms and stuff like that. They will take away the idea of like you. They will force you physically to forget about all all your past, and they'll just put you in the moment. For me, the same thing can be achieved if you are just in the moment already. Because if you are just in the moment, then you won't think about what has happened in the past. It might still be there. It's gonna be there. The thought is gonna be there that in the past some teacher told you that you were not good at drawing. But if you can start to slowly say, hey, I can draw. I can draw. Like, I physically can draw, and I'm going to draw. And then you start to practice, and then you start to slowly break that curse that whenever you pick up a pencil, that you being reminded, even if it's a small reminder, even if it's like someone who said like you can't do something, or like you're ugly or whatever, no matter what it is, it's like words are like seeds. They grow in your mind. That's why in Inception, that movie Inception, whenever they say they want to plant an inception is actually a seed, and inceptions are real. They'll throw like these people or whoever, or yourself most of the time, will throw an idea into your head, and it'll grow, and but it has to be an idea that you think you came up with, or that you believe in from the beginning of when you started growing up and stuff. And if you believe that you're ugly, then or if someone told you when you were a kid that you were ugly, or if like some other kid said it and then you believed it for a moment, then, or you question yourself, that question will grow in your mind, and grow and grow and grow, and then mature, and then all of a sudden you start like hating yourself. You have all these issues with your mind, you have all these issues. So the way to get out of that is to start practicing just being in the moment. And there's so many ways to just do that. When people say they're in the moment, like especially when they're like doing sports and stuff, they get in the moment, they get in the zone. And when you get into the zone, that's when your mind shuts off. You forget about everything else, and people pay for that stuff. People pay lots of money, and you know what that is? They're paying drug dealers in order to get that high, in order to forget all those problems that are being, all those bad seeds that have been put in their mind. That's what they're paying to get rid of. So that's what drugs are. Drugs are you paying yourself to get rid of all those inceptions from those bad inceptions from the past, those bad seeds of ideas that people have said to you. So you escape yourself, you harm yourself, you do all kinds of things to yourself because you don't want to live in the reality of you being a person who can't draw and that's ugly. Not that that's you. I want to plant the seeds that you guys are my favorite subscribers, and that I will, like, you guys are gonna like and favorite all my videos because you guys just love me over and over, and it's just we have an awesome love affair here. So I think that it there is something to say about drugs in a controlled environment. I think that it is cool that, you know, that there are drugs that that can help you get yourself in the moment, but the only thing that can truly cure you of all those bad inceptions is yourself and your willpower and just being able to pretty much break the curses and deal with them head on, not just like start to deal with them, or not just forget about them or try to escape from them, but to actually say, hey, I'm going to stand up to these thoughts. I'm going to stand up to my teacher, or to that, you know, that kid from the past that told me that I was terrible at school or whatever, and I'm going to do whatever I want to do, and nobody's going to stop me. And the only way really to get rid of that stuff is really just to face it head on. And face it with conviction, and every day practice saying, I can do whatever. I can do whatever I want. Then you can become as confident as little baby Honey Boo Boo, and you'll get a show, and then you'll that show is terrible, but it's funny. It can be inspirational. No, it can't. I don't know. I kind of think like people like that have no, that they just do whatever they want. Either they're mentally unstable and they don't know what they're doing, or they're just having fun and they're in total freedom from the world. They've never been told anything bad. They have no bad inceptions. But that's not all of us. So it's funny and interesting, and people find crazy interesting. The only reason why they find crazy interesting is because they wish deep down inside that they could be crazy themselves, because it would be a lot of fun. Who says it's not fun being crazy? It'd be so fun being crazy. So this was my ideas. These are my thoughts about drugs, and I think that, I think this is one of my better Minecraft episodes, because I truly believe that words are like seeds, and words are definitely, some words can destroy human beings. There are very powerful people out there who have destroyed people's entire lives because of the words they said, and their words live on. There's people like Hitler. Hitler was he was an amazing word magician. And because he was so good at influencing other people, so many people got hurt, and it's terrible, super bad. But but if you want to become stronger and more powerful, and you want to become like I don't know, someone else who's amazing with words is Martin Luther King, then what you got to do is you got to start breaking all those spells that people put on you when you were a kid. Start breaking away from all that stuff, and don't escape to drugs, because you're going to end up in jail. You're going to end up in some very bad spots, and it will be really hard for you to escape. But if you can face all your demons and face all those bad thoughts firsthand, then you are going to live an amazing life. You're going to live a beautiful life, and you're going to have fun Minecrafting. Man, all I did was wander in this episode. I didn't know what to do. Like, there's no cave. This wasn't a cave. I don't know. I made a little house here. I think it was alright. Super slow. I think most of you guys don't even watch the gameplay all that much anyway. I think a lot of you guys just like to play Minecraft while you're listening. I think that's what I imagine, at least. If not, let me know, cause then I can actually do stuff. But I did build a little house here. I built a little house, a little home base. Next episode, I don't know what I'll do. I'll probably be in a different spot. I'll probably pick up all my stuff and we'll take off and explore some more lands. But I hope you guys have an epic day, epic night, and peace out, guys.